So don't rush through it. Don't think about it as like, oh, well, when I'm done, then I'm really living my purpose. It's like, no, no, like this is your purpose too. Just like you move through these other things to gain the information that you needed, it's equally important. We've all come here with a divine purpose, traveling on a stream of cosmic dust from the stars into our mother's wombs, born into this precious life. It is no accident that you are here, my love, on earth, in this moment, in this body. You are here longing to find your place, to align with your purpose, to embody your passions and to live into the dreams of your heart. Yet so often we get caught, suspended in the tangle of life, not able to move forward, not able to find solace and comfort in a world that has forgotten the truth of our existence. As we begin to remember, as we peel back the layers, as we come together to uncover our unique gifts and reconnect with our authentic selves, we are able to see another way of being, a new possibility, a different life waiting to be lived. I have experienced on this complicated and wild journey of life that when we connect with the story of our soul, it will show us the magic of this life that we have been missing. It will open a window into the very heart of who we truly are, of who we came here to be, and gives us answers to our ever-asking why. Hello, beautiful souls. Courageous souls, incredible souls. Thanks for tuning in and being here today for another incredible episode. Terri is with us today, and she is shifting careers, right? She has moved through a lot of change in the last little while and is really reinventing herself in a new direction. And as well as moving through this portal of a new purpose and a new understanding of what she's here to bring, she is looking to develop her intuitive gifts, right? To hone in her intuition, because she recognizes that she's really here to help and support others and wants to bring together the experiences of her life and her intuitive gifts in order to step into something bigger, which during these times, I really feel that those of us that are here to help, there's this awakening, right, that's happening within us, calling us forward to these bigger purposes, to these deeper ways of being in our own lives and in the lives of others. So this is a really beautiful reading about how that can look, how these transition times can look, and what we can do inside of these transition times, and how we can resource ourselves and be connected to our soul's purpose, right? Ultimately underneath, right? We hear the whisperings of it and we know we're moving in a direction, and we're looking for the guidance and the validation that this part of our soul is real and true and correct for us. So as you're listening to this reading, what are the whisperings of your soul? What are the things that you are here to share? And how has the journey of life up until this point been in devotion to that, right? How are you harvesting everything you have already done and bringing it forward into the new version of you, into the reinvented self that is necessary for the new world that is being established and being created? What is your part in that? Also, for those of you that are ready and willing to be supported, the journey is the place that I have created, that I'm holding the container, right? It's for those of us that want to go deeper into these things. We know that we are here with these bigger purposes, and we want to craft and create the resources within ourselves so that we can do this. And so the journey is the place, right? We engage in ritual and ceremony and teaching and practices and really nurturing and loving, deeply loving the places within you so that you can be aligned and honest with yourself about what you're doing. There's a link in the show notes. Join us in the journey. Also, if you haven't already, head on over to Substack and check out all the content we have over there. There are meditations, the podcast is there. There's my journal where there's tons of blogs and inspirational writing for you to read. There's also Water Rising. We host the Friday episodes over there, along with exclusive content for our exclusive members. So if you want more of this on a daily basis or a more frequent basis, head on over there and sign up. We'd love to see you in that space. So much goodness, so much transformation, right, happening in the world right now. And I am so honored to be here with you, supporting you as you are walking this path. Mwah. Big hugs to you. Hi, Terri. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi, Sarah. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go in life from here. I lost my path for a while, went through some struggles. I've always wanted to help people. And I saw something, read some webinars that said everybody has spiritual gifts. And I had no idea that was a fact. So I've been trying to learn how to activate them, learn about them. And I just don't know if my path from here is to activate them, learn about them, and help people with them from here. Because that's what I would like.
Thank you. So as you're talking, I have a lot of sensation in my third eye, and that's connected to the intuitive gift of clairvoyance, clear seeing. So are you familiar with that gift?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel it shows up in your life?
I'm really not sure. I'm familiar with the gift, but I've never had true breakthroughs with any of them. So I've never truly experienced anything other than I think clairaudience. There have been a few times in life where my husband would not say something, but I would respond to him and he would say, I didn't know I said that out loud. And I would say, well, I heard you. He said, I know I didn't say that out loud. And so I've had experience with that one, but I've never had experiences with any of the other ones.
The way that I interpret that too, right? There's an element of telepathy when you are hearing what someone is thinking. So that's also going to be in this area of like your crown chakra, your third eye chakra. Clear knowing lives in those chakras. So there's an element of that coming through as well. We are all born with one gift that is the strongest. And I have found that when we learn what that is, and then we start to cultivate that and develop that, the other ones come online. It gives us a place to start, right? Because we have the most interaction and experience in an indirect way with this part of us already. So it could be helpful for you to figure out what is that main gift and then kind of use that as a portal, right? And I'm seeing it as here in the clear knowing, clear seeing area is the way that I'm sensing you right now. I do have a quiz you can take and you can figure that out as well a little deeper. So I can give you a link to that.
Yes.
So to dive in deeper, though, right, like underneath that, let me just feel into you related to purpose and where you're going with this. And so what I sense in you, right, is what you've been doing before, right, in the medical world has given you this really sort of strong foundation and belief in yourself and your body. And at the same time, it also embodies an energy of things really needing to be explained and be logical and have a very sort of, this is the cause and this is the effect and then this is the solution. So it's set you up for a very sort of logical way of moving through things. So what I see you doing now, right, is you're taking that and I see you taking this turn. And what you're moving into, you're going to use and still continue to hold the education and the training. The piece that I feel the most, though, is going to serve and come forward into this next chapter of your life is the way that you are with people. It's the way that you interact with them. It's the way you nurture them. It's the way that, like, they feel safe, they feel seen, and they feel heard by you. Like, your caring of them goes, and, when you were in the medical profession, like, the way that I feel you is that your caring of them went way beyond just like the typical, like, I'm just taking care of you because you're here.
Yes. I took care of them like they were family.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the piece, right? And I have goosebumps feeling that for you. This is the piece that you nurtured and you cultivated inside yourself that you are going to bring through into this next part of your purpose. And what you're doing is this real deep ability to know people and to know what they need and to know how to support them in that place. So when I share that with you, how do you see that playing out in a possible way that you're moving forward or what you're already doing?
I actually have a job interview to potentially work into the counseling field
Mhm.
and go into that field next. So maybe that is where I go with that. People will approach me, even strangers on the street, just to ask me a question. I'll answer them or whatever. And I will find that strangers will tell me the oddest details of their life. Some of the most personal details you wouldn't tell anybody, and I've never even met them before.
Mhm. Yeah, they see that in your soul, right? Like the gifts that you have to hold people and to hear people.
I never understood why. So it's kind of nice, reassuring, I guess. I don't know.
It's part of your architecture. There's like a level of trust that people feel with you.
I'm non judgmental.
hmm Yeah. I'm curious, like, when you say that you're non judgmental, I'm curious if you're also non judgmental with yourself.
No. I am getting better about that, much better with that. I've had many years of therapy and things to go through to get better with that because it used to be bad. I mean, I had struggles. I suffered through years of addiction and then went through shame and guilt. And I've worked through that, or I am working through that to get through all of that because it really, some of the things you do through that, you just are so sorry you did them.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. As you mentioned, like, addiction, right? There's like a pulse that goes with that word connected to you. And so I'm curious if you like the idea or have thought about the idea of helping other people in the addiction world.
Yes. That's what I think I want to go into as counseling to help them because of what I struggled through.
hmm Yeah, that feels very aligned for you. It like pulsed when you mentioned that in your own journey. It's like you had to go through that in your own life in order to have the ability to move into that as your own gift, as your own thing you're here to share with the world. Because you can't understand addiction unless you have a real lived experience with it.
That is a true fact.
hmm Yeah. So it's a special type of person, right? That is willing to go through it in their own life and all that it entails to come out the other side and then the hope and inspiration for others.
It took me learning that we sign up for what we come back for, to understand that that's why I went through that, to be able to let go of some of the shame and the guilt that I carried with that. And I'm just coming into that knowledge within the last year that we sign up for the purpose that we come back for, although I don't know what my big purpose is. I just know I've heard that we say, this is what I'm coming back for. This is the family I'm picking and things like that. So now I'm just trying to look into what is the bigger purpose then beyond that. So I'm excited to hear that it's to help people because that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And for sure, I hold the same sort of structure of understanding of life as you, that we are souls on a journey and we choose our life, we choose our life lessons. I actually chose a life lesson of moderation, which I decided to learn through addiction myself. So I get how that all plays out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right? Like you've walked the hard part. You've taken care of the karma part, right? That you came here to clear. And now you're moving on to the dharma, to the purpose, to why the lived experience took you on that journey so that now you can be on the other side of that journey, or not really the other side because it's all interconnected, but like you've moved through the part that is the karma
The
part
rough
in
patch.
the challenge, the being inside of it all. Yeah. And gosh, the shame and the guilt, right? Like I get and have my own journey with those two emotions and ways of being. And there is a magic that happens when you live inside of those and then you climb your way out, and your ability to help others do that becomes amplified. So, that feels like that's something that you can hold for others too, right? The real knowledge of what it feels like to be caught in those places, and then the idea that it is possible to get out.
Yes.
Yeah. Feels very solid, like a solid foundation for you. And this counseling, it's like that corner that we saw that you're turning, because it is different to medicine, right? It's a whole other structure. There's similarities, but the way that you are taking care of people, it's like there's more of an ability for you to live into your gifts in this path now. And that this is a stepping stone, is how I see it. This isn't your ultimate landing place. This is another place where you're going to be of great service. You're going to learn a lot of skills. You're going to get training under your belt and hours with people. And then you're going to take all of this. I also see you, it's important for you during this time to also develop your intuition, because you're going to take the counseling piece, the super nurturing nurse piece, and then the intuitive honing of your skills. And they're going to come together like a trinity. And then this is where you then are like, okay, I'm in it. I'm in the purpose. I'm living the purpose.
I'm in it to win it.
Yeah. It's like the coming together of everything. And in no way negating this piece, right? This is a vital step. So don't rush through it. Don't think about it as like, oh, well, when I'm done, then I'm really living my purpose. It's like, no, no. Like this is your purpose too. Just like you move through these other things to gain the information that you needed, it's equally important. And there's a transformation that happens to you. I see this as a deepening of your work as well, like your own personal work as you learn more about the counseling world. It's going to enhance your own personal journey. And then as you also add in the development of your intuition, it's all like a synergy is the way I feel it. It feels like a very potent time coming up for you.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. In my experience, right, and what I understand about our intuitive gifts is when we experience a lot of trauma and addiction, and, we're kind of deep in the darkness and the shadows in our lives, we can be very cut off from our intuition because we just live in sort of a fabric of reality where it's not safe for that part of us to be a part of our journey yet. And we have to shut it down in order to survive and move through the places that we're in. And then the more that we peel back the layers, the more that we are willing to be in the darkness, in devotion to finding the light, right, within ourselves, our intuitive sensitivities and capacities become more activated. But it's like an uncovering is the way that it happens. So the more personal work you do on yourself and your soul and your psyche, the safer an environment you create for your gifts to start coming on board. So there's a process that happens in there, which is why it feels important that while you are doing the counseling training or working job, whatever it is, that looks like, that you are really bringing in the intuitive piece as well. Like you're giving it as much focus and attention and time as you are the other piece.
How do you hone those gifts? Like, besides like just meditation and things like that? Because my dream is to help people with a spiritual gift one way or another. I just don't know which one is going to be the strongest and how to drive them home.
As with anything, it's just practice, study, learning, right? Just keep showing up for it. Take courses, sign up for webinars. There's a ton of information on YouTube. I have a lot of information on YouTube about the different gifts and how to activate them.
That's how I came across you. I took your intuition, guiding into intuition or
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So stuff like that, right? Like just do that and absorb content just the same way you would study for medicine, you study for intuition, right? It's like, it's just strengthening muscles. It's strengthening the architecture inside of your being that allows their senses, right? Their senses that have been dulled. And so just the way that you can see and hear and feel and taste, the more that you work with those senses, like the extra senses, right? Your psychic senses, the more they will come online.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the webinars say you can't force it either. So I didn't want to do too much, but didn't want to not do enough.
Mm-hmm. You'll know when you're doing too much, right? I think if you follow like that internal compass within you, you're right. You can't force it. And that's a big thing, right, as well, that I teach. It's like you drop the expectation. And I remember I used to get so frustrated at myself, like, why can't I see? And you kind of in that space of like, I want it to happen now. But it's a process and it's a journey. And one of the quickest ways to shut down your intuition is to get frustrated with yourself or to think you're not doing it correctly or to perceive that it needs to be a certain way or thinking that, yeah, if I meditate for 6 hours every day, then it's going to work. It's like, just drop all of that and show up for the moment, right? Like the thing that calls to you from your heart. Oh, you know what? I have an extra 5 minutes today. I'm going to watch this video. Or I feel really tired tonight. I'm going to do a little meditation in bed before I go to sleep. Or I'm going to jump in a bath and practice this thing I learned yesterday. Or just let it be really organic but definitely carve out time. That is the thing, right? It wants your attention and your devotion. So carve out time and have an intention that you are developing your intuitive gifts.
Okay.
So I'd love to hear what you're taking away from our call today.
That I do need to practice, and it's not too much. And to go with what I feel is appropriate in that. And everybody does have gifts, and they will peel away and show up in layers. Be patient, honor myself through the process. And I'm not done. I got a lot of work to do with people here.
Yeah. Beautiful. Does this feel like an okay place to land today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.